Hey everyone, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. This is the first video I'm making. I'm going to begin making some fly fishing tip videos, fly tying, maybe some fishing videos. So be on the lookout for that. But for this first video today, I'm going to go over kind of my setup that I have, my pack, the way it's organized, the stuff I carry with me when I'm out in the water, and sort of how I've arrived at this. So I'd say I pack pretty light when I go out fishing. I kind of carry just the bare essentials that you might need, which would really just be tippet and flies are the main thing. I carry as many flies as I can in kind of a small compact area. So I'm using a chest pack. I used to use a vest, then I kind of moved into a smaller chest pack and then ended up getting this chest pack for just a bit more space. So I'm using the Umpqua chest pack, and yeah, let's just get into how I set it up. So I carry my net on the back. I have it on a tether with a magnet, so I can just kind of hook my net back there. It's out of the way. I can grab it when I need it. So in the back, I just have my net hooked up there, and then I have the mesh little bag that comes with it on the back. I just keep a headlamp back there. So most of the stuff is in the front here that I might need. Let's go ahead and get started with the outside. So on the outside, I don't have too much hanging or dangling off of it. I like to keep it pretty neat and streamlined, so there's nothing to kind of get tangled on. So all I have on the outside is a stream thermometer. That's important for checking water temps. I have some tippet rings just tied on here out of the way, and then I have just a cheap set of nippers just tied on a short little tether here. That way, you know, it's just easy to just reach up, grab it, use it, and then it's back out of the way. I will put flies on this patch throughout the day if I'm, you know, using some and changing out throughout the day. The front pockets here, this pack is 2 pockets on the front. This is where I keep my tippet. So I just carry 4, 5, and 6X with me, just 3 sizes. I don't find that I really need too much more than this. So just 3 spools of tippet. Keep those easily accessible in the front here. And then in each pocket here, you can see I have just a little indicator. So these are just the Oros indicators. So if I pop them on and off, they're easy to get to right in the front. So I always know where they are. They're tucked away down in there, out of the way. So we'll get into the pockets now. So I really only use this front pocket. This is kind of all my flies and everything are in the front. Easy to get to and quick, efficient. But the main pocket here, I keep pretty empty. So let's look in here. So in the big main pocket, like I said, I keep this pretty empty as far as stuff that I use a lot throughout the day. This is more so for tossing my phone in there, my keys, maybe a water bottle, sandwich, snacks. That's mostly what I keep in here. I do have some powdered floating in here. There's a little pocket. I keep it in there. And then the other thing I carry in here is these empty Maxima spools. So I fish various mono rigs when I'm out there fishing. And typically I'll have 2 with me. I'll have an empty spool for the one that's on my reel that I'm using, and then I'll have a spare one that's ready to go. But typically I'm going to carry 2 styles of mono rigs, a thick one and a thinner one, like a micro thin one. I always am kind of varying my formulas and trying different stuff. I always read about different ones and try the next best thing. But typically it's going to be a thick one and a thin one for my long mono rigs. So I keep those on spare spools in here, just out of the way. That's really it. That's really all I keep in this one big main pocket. So let's go ahead and move to the front pocket. In the front here, like I said, this is just where I keep kind of the necessities. So I think the most important thing to have with you when you're fly fishing is the flies. So in here is where I keep all my fly boxes and things I might need to make modifications to my rig throughout the day as I'm fishing. So I carry my flies in 3 different boxes. So here's the 3 here. Now I've kind of recently reconfigured these boxes. I used to use these 2 boxes. This was my nymph box, and this was like a combined jig streamer, dry fly, and nymph box. And then I had a separate box that was a little bit bigger for streamers, like bigger streamers. And I would keep that in the big pocket, but it was kind of clunky that way. So recently I've condensed down. I've gotten a new nymph box. So I picked up this box here. This is my nymph box now. This is from Tactical Fly Fisher. I believe they call it the small leaf box or multi-leaf box. It's just a small gray box with a leaf in it. So that's what I keep all my nymphs in. And my old nymph box, which was this one here, this is going to become my dry fly box. So I still have to kind of fill it in and tie in a lot more since I'm moving things around, but this will be where I keep all my dry flies. I still have to tie some more here to fill in, but I'll tie up some sulfurs, you know, rusty spinners, those type of flies. I really like the EP fiber, the EP trigger point fiber, so most of these are going to be like EP fiber, sparkle, comparadun style flies, where you just have a wing, a shuck, and a either thread or dubbed body. They're really simple to tie, quick to tie, easy, and you can easily vary the sizes, the colors to imitate whatever you might want to. Have some caddis, and then some other just general stuff that I bought before I even started tying flies. So that's my dry fly box. Still have to fill in a lot there, but that'll be what I keep in here. Just a small, simple, compact box. Next up, I'll go over my streamer box. So like I mentioned, this used to be my streamer dry fly excess nymphs box. So the nymphs I couldn't fit in here, I'd kind of put in here. But I found that if I was nymphing mostly during the day, I wouldn't ever look at this box because I was looking at my main nymph box. So I've kind of reconfigured stuff so it makes more sense for whatever I might be doing. So this box here now is just my streamer box. So again, I follow the same philosophy where I tie simple patterns, just vary the color a little bit. So I have black, olive, like a gold, flashy Krelex type pattern, and then some smaller articulated stuff. So these are kind of like mini laser legals, just some laser dub bodies that I tie up to look like various things. So streamer box, again, keep it simple, just vary the colors. Nothing too crazy here. So that's my streamer box. Then this is my nymph box that I recently got and reconfigured. So this little box here holds a ton of flies. So this is, like I said, that Tactical Fly Fisher small nymph box here. You can see it's got a leaf in it for extra space. So the front here is where I keep most of my day-to-day that I'll use nymphs. Same philosophy as usual with my tying. I keep them simple, minimal material lists. You know, vary the colors and sizes, but mostly just general patterns that pretty much work year round if you fish them well. So I have some midges, perdigons, some olive and pheasant tail hare's ears down here, some small stone flies. Over here, I really like waltz worms. So on this side is pretty much all waltz worms. I have this is UV brown ice dub. It's kind of like a purplish color. Rainbow waltzes, natural colors, and dark and light. Smaller stuff here, smaller waltzes in natural color. Some bigger ones, olive, gray, mustard. You know, just vary the colors and sizes. That's really all it takes. This is like my unweighted stuff. So these are just dubbing on hook flies, kind of just generic original waltz worms with no weight, no bead. So those work really well from time to time. Sometimes if the fish are denying beads, you have to just take the bead out and give them something unweighted and natural looking. Then at the bottom here is kind of a chartreuse tag version of a waltz worm I tie up to imitate kind of like a Peking caddis. Those work really well in certain rivers. So that's my kind of waltz worm assortment. Then in the back here, I have just a mix match of, you know, experimental stuff, some extra stuff, maybe, you know, stuff I couldn't fit in the front, but I have some spares. More unweighted stuff at the bottom here, unweighted hare's ears, pheasant tails, more unweighted waltz or scuds. And then I have on this back, the very back, some big stuff, so big stone flies, golden stones, pats, darker stones, eggs, some prince nymphs, various stuff down here that I don't use as much. But kind of keep everything in here to cover different situations, and I find that something in here is usually going to work. So that's my nymph box, and now we'll keep going in this main pocket I work out of. I have a pair of forceps. Those are very important. I have an assortment of split shot, so if I need to add weight depending on what I'm fishing, split shot here. Then I have a small zipper pocket here where I'll keep my dry fly leader. So this is kind of like a Harvey formula. Just keep that on a spare spool for when I need to tie that on. And then I also have just some New Zealand wool indicator material. And then I have just a furled cutthroat leader in case I want to throw that on. So that's really it. That's all I carry. This usually covers most situations I'll run into. I find, just kind of rotate through stuff and try things until you find what works that day. That's kind of the puzzle of fly fishing, is just figuring it out. Every day is different. But if you kind of have general stuff to cover everything, I find that you can usually do pretty well. So that's kind of my whole setup. I keep it pretty basic. I'd say most of the stuff I put in this pack is supplies for me throughout the day, snacks, water, food, just so I can be out there for the whole day and cover lots of water. That's typically what I like to do. I like to fish early in the morning until as late as I can in the day and just go out, explore. That's really what I enjoy about it. So I like to pack light, so I'm able to do that. So like I said, this is the first video I'm making, but be on the lookout for some more videos. Some tying videos of some of my patterns that I use. They're not really original patterns, just kind of adaptations or modifications of popular patterns out there. I just vary the colors. I might try some new colors that maybe you don't see as often. So yeah, be on the lookout for more videos. Hopefully, you have some fun out there fishing yourself. Maybe learn a few tips to try out. But this is kind of how I set up my pack and organize it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.